Hi, as you probably know, I'm Pastor John, and you might recognize this building behind me. It's our worship center. We've been out of it quite a while, but if you notice behind me, there's some markings on the floor, and that's where everything is being cleaned and prepared for us to come together for worship on the second Sunday of September. I mentioned Sunday that there are going to be some changes when we come back here to worship. Now, the changes are not changes just to change. We don't do that around here. There are reasons behind it. And the main reason for the changes, these changes, is to help make as many people feel comfortable about coming into God's house and worshiping together as they can. Let me just kind of detail the changes for you as best I can. We're asking that when you come on campus in your car, that when you get out and before you come into the building, that you wear a mask. And for our 9 o'clock service, we're asking that once you come in the building, that you keep your mask on for the entire time of the service and until you leave the building and get in your car. That allows those that are uncomfortable with coming into a worship center or any space without a face covering, it lets them feel comfortable and allows them the opportunity to come and worship. Now, at our 10:30 service, we're asking that everyone that comes in wear their mask until they're seated in the sanctuary. Once you're seated, feel free to take your mask off if you so choose, or you can leave it on. That's up to you. We know that some are more comfortable being spaced 6 feet apart, which will be in both services, but they're comfortable even having their mask off at that time. Now we're asking that whenever the service is over, for you to leave, that you put your mask back on. We're also asking that if you get up to go to the restroom or your children do, that a mask is worn. At our 9 o'clock service. For our 10:30, we're asking that your mask go on too if you go to the restroom. Now, let me mention something about children. Children, we're asking those children from 5 years old, school age, all the way up from then on, to wear masks when they're here, particularly for the 9 o'clock service, but once they're at the 10 o'clock service or 10:30 service, they are under the same guidelines, if you will, as the rest of the church. And so 9 o'clock, everyone wearing masks that's 5 years old and above during that service, the whole time they're on campus. And then 10:30, once you're seated, then you can take your mask off unless you're going to the restroom or something like that. Now let me mention something else. We have some people that are not comfortable worshiping inside of a building right now. We've got a number of outdoor services that are being scheduled. The first one is the third week of September. The next one would be the third week of October. They're going to start at 10 o'clock. Some have already asked me, well, if we have that and it starts raining outside, what are we going to do? Well, if it rains on the Sunday, we've got an outdoor service scheduled. We'll come into the worship center to worship, and it will be everyone wearing masks at that time. Again, it's not just to force you to wear masks. It's to help give everyone as much of an opportunity to worship as we possibly can. We're also in the process of purchasing equipment so that we can do some streaming and live stream our services instead of just videotaping them and sending them out later. Now know that because of most of equipment comes from out of this country into this country, and because of the virus, it's taken a while to get the best equipment that we can possibly get to meet the needs. We know we can do Facebook Live or something else like that, but I'm one of those people that's opposed to these live events where people can message or put inappropriate messages or even pornography on a screen while someone is watching it. Some people can hack into systems like that. And so we've done all the research and doing all we can to prevent something like that to happen so that those that are at home, whether it's their fear of COVID, whether they're getting cancer treatments or something else, can be a part of the worship experience here with their church family. It's so important to them. I know that we're not going to make everyone pleased with the changes that we make here and the guidelines we set, but understand our heart. We're trying to give as many people the opportunity to worship together as we possibly can and to feel as comfortable as possible in doing so. Now we'll have more announcements about some exciting things coming midweek in the month of September, but I'll have to save that to the next announcement. Look forward to seeing you Sunday.